Hey all, welcome to another episode of the Cruising with Us show. Cheryl and Eric. Today we're going to talk about how to get on board faster. As anybody who's watched any of our videos knows, I don't have much patience for lines and crowds and waiting. So over the years I've come across a couple of suggestions, tips, on how to make Embarkation Day. I'm not going to say to make it fun, but to make it as painless as possible and how to avoid those long lines and wait times, or at least minimize them. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know I'll just, as they come to me, I'll what?
None.
First, arguably most important, complete that online check-in as soon as you possibly can. Most cruise lines, they allow you to do that, the online part, 60, 45, between 45 and 60 days before your cruise starts. So when you book that cruise, find out from your travel agent or from the cruise line when you can do that. Because the sooner you do that, the sooner you get your embarkation time, which is important. So when you go to do the online check-in, you can do it from the cruise line app, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I prefer to do it online because I'm kind of old school. But make sure you have all the proper documentation in place or in front of you. So when you do that check-in, it goes smoothly and fast. You're going to need, obviously address, phone number, passport information. You're going to need a credit card to put on file. Probably going to have you take selfies, all that stuff.
Okay.
True?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you wouldn't know. I always do that.
You do.
Now, once you get to the end of that process, most cruise lines will allow you to choose an embarkation time, a check-in time. Some give you a time, but, the earlier, in my opinion, the earlier you can get on board, the earlier vacation starts, the least amount of lines in between.
Yes.
That's kind of mine. Yeah. So, I would do that check-in as soon as you're allowed to. It makes it go so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll stop talking for a second.
Sweet Lord, I didn't think you were going to stop. Book a higher tier cabin. One of the benefits of the higher level cabins and suites is usually a priority embarkation. So book a suite through Norwegian's Haven or MSC's Yacht Club, and you'll get exclusive early boarding privileges. You'll also be seated in the exclusive embarkation lounge with some light refreshments.
You don't expect a whole lot.
No. Yeah. Water, lemonade, iced tea, whatever the case may be. But still, you're there and you're just waiting.
Right. Which, to me, is almost as bad as waiting in line, but that's another story. I literally want to get out of the car, walk up to the people, show them my documents, and we'll keep walking right onto the ship.
It doesn't work like that.
No, I know.
So get over it. And stop talking about it. God, beating a dead horse.
Next, consider purchasing priority boarding packages. Most of your major cruise lines have an optional thing you can buy that gives you certain benefits, including priority boarding. Now there is an extra fee for those, so be prepared. Like Royal Caribbean has the Key program that gives you priority check-in, boarding, and an exclusive. Now the upside of that one is you get a special lunch in the Chops Grill. Now it's a set menu. It's not like a full menu, but you can get some special food too.
Yes.
You want to tell them about Holland America's version of the Key?
Oh, Holland America's Line Club Orange program is available for a fee, which provides priority embarkation, a private dining venue, and other privileges. Go ahead.
Carnival offers the Faster to the Fun program for a fee. FTTF, Faster to the Fun. I kind of like the name, but provides priority boarding, early access to your cabin, and luggage drop off, again, for a fee.
Nothing in life is free. So
True.
Everything we're saying.
But I don't want anybody to be confused or get upset at us if they, realize that, the Key costs $30, $40, $50 per person.
Okay. I understand. Anywho, Norwegian's cruise line priority access program can be purchased for an expedited embarkation and other benefits, including priority tender tickets. They're not super sensitive. They're just for the boat rides over. Anyway, it's a good benefit for some with itineraries where transferring can be long and frustrating.
Kind of like speaking English.
Because I want to say frustrating.
Oh, and no, we don't have frustrating.
Join the cruise line's loyalty programs. The higher the tier, the more benefits you get. Early boarding is often a perk, but keep in mind some of these cruise lines have a status match program. This includes MSC cruises and certain times Virgin voyages.
So yeah, if you're a diamond on Royal and you're going on MSC for the first time, ask them about it. They'll usually match that tier and give you some of those perks.
Yes. Continue.
Next, choose your pre-cruise hotel wisely. Again, as I've said many, many times, always, 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 always arrive a day before your cruise. Yeah, that's the easiest way to make embarkation day frustrating is taking a flight that morning and then it gets delayed, but I won't rehash that again.
Thank goodness.
So when you choose that hotel, book a hotel that's close to the cruise port. The closer the better, because particularly the large cruise ports like Everglades and Miami and even Canaveral, traffic jams are more and more common.
They make you jelly. Get it? Traffic jams.
So, if you can book, a hotel right at the port or right near the point, now you got me doing it. The port, it'll save you some aggravation and some time.
Yes. Planning your arrival transportation. So you really want to try to arrange transportation to the cruise terminal in advance, whether it's a shuttle, taxi, or car services. But knowing your transportation details will reduce the stress on your embarkation day. If your hotel has a shuttle service, which most, not all do, try to book it as early as is available. Their drivers are usually very experienced with the local roads and know the fastest way to the terminal. Uber and taxis are fine in most locations. You also have the option of booking that when you first check into the hotel. Ask them when you're checking into the hotel if you arrived the night before.
Next up, if you're driving to the port, allow some extra time for parking. So, say your GPS says you'll arrive at the cruise terminal, at 11 o'clock. Give yourself an extra 30 minutes just for
getting lost.
Yeah, well, getting lost and actually having to park and traffic jams and on and on and on. Mm-hmm. So if your embarkation time is noon, me personally, I plan on arriving at the terminal at 11. That'll give me plenty of time to drop off the luggage, go to the parking garage, park, walk across the street or around the corner to the terminal, get in line, and noontime we're getting on the ship.
Yes.
If you're parking off-site, at a non-cruise line lot, there are scores of them available. Again, leave ample time. Give them a call ahead of time. Find out how long it takes to get from their lot to the cruise ship,
yes.
And plan accordingly.
Yes.
It's all about planning. The more you plan in advance, the less stressful that day is because everything is set up for you.
So another important one is checking for special boarding needs. If you have a special need, such as a mobility issue or medical condition, inform the cruise line in advance. They can often accommodate you more efficiently. Right. This can include having a wheelchair at the cruise port to help access the elevators and priority boarding onto the cruise ship. If you need a wheelchair or scooter for the duration of the cruise, there are rental services that can provide this to you. You can contact your travel agent or cruise line for the best options. Now, that being said, you may need a doctor's note to get that assistance. I'm wondering. Well, maybe we'll find out. Okay, continue.
Next up, label your luggage with the cruise luggage tags. Make sure the luggage has clear and detailed information. All the cruise lines these days, they provide printable luggage tags. If you're going to print them, try and print them in color because they are color coded, and it makes it easier for the porters to know where your bags go if they're in color. If not, if they're in black and white, they actually have to look more closely, and it slows them down. And
So just remember, it's in Pora.
Oy vey. Print the luggage tags out at home before you leave for the cruise. If you are flying to the cruise port, do not put your cruise luggage tags on your suitcases until after the cruise or after your flight. It'll confuse the airline people, and who knows where your luggage could end up.
In the middle of the ocean.
Yes, you can go online. You print the boarding passes out, and you can just staple them together so that they're on your suitcase. We actually went to Amazon, spent, I don't know what it was, like $8, maybe $10, and we got little plastic sleeves that you can put the luggage tags in so that they're protected from the weather. Just easier. You're up to spending a couple of bucks. It makes the doing it a lot easier.
Yes.
So, and I don't know about you, but if I'm flying to a port, I don't necessarily carry a travel stapler with me.
Don't worry, I do.
Yeah, she would.
Be prepared with your required documents. Ensure you have your passport, cruise documents, and any other required identification ready and accessible. Never pack a passport or government ID in your checked luggage. That's Rule 101. That's Packing 101.
Is that Rule 1 or Packing 101?
A little bit of both.
Or is it both? Okay.
We're going to 1.1. You want to keep these items handy so you'll be able to show them multiple times before you board your cruise ship. This includes before you enter the cruise terminal building, before you go through the ship security, and at the check-in counter. Yes.
Pack essentials in your carry-on bag, like those important documents, medication, swimsuit, sunscreen, and any other essentials that you're going to need that first couple of hours on board. Because if you haven't taken a cruise before, you drop off your luggage to the porter before you get in line. You don't see that luggage again until usually dinner time. Sometimes earlier, but plan to not see it until dinner time. So, bring a day pack with you, a backpack. Put your medications in it, put your passport, your documents in, all that kind of stuff. That way, if your cabin isn't ready, usually they're ready 1:30, but if your cabin's not ready, you got everything you need to enjoy a couple hours on board. Eat your lunch, tour the ship, use the pool and the hot tubs, that kind of thing, and worry about your luggage later.
Give your checked luggage to the porters. Have you checked your luggage? Prepare with the tags and ready, attached and ready. Shop. To take them, put them on the luggage carts and have them sent over to the cruise ship. It's easier that way. Keep your carry-on bag with you. Never have passports, money, or medication in your checked luggage. Again, that is something that we need to reiterate. We're not going to beat it, though.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. It's also a good idea to have a few dollars prepared in hand for customary tip to the porters.
$1, $2 per bag is, kind of normal. Totally up to you, though.
Unless you have bags that weigh 500 pounds. Anywho.
Yeah, that's why it's, $20 tip every time.
Whatever.
Next up.
Don't bring prohibited items on board. Cruise ships have rules of what you can and cannot bring on a cruise ship. Bringing banned or prohibited items will result in a delay in board.
Delay to board.
That too.
At a minimum.
At a minimum, so you just don't do it. Items such as closing steamers, surge protected power bars, hot alcohol, and CBD/marijuana are not allowed on cruise ships, even though it may be legal in the state that you reside in. You're going into foreign waters. Cruise ships are
international waters.
Foreign. International, whatever.
Cruise ships are particularly strict about the marijuana.
Even with the medicinal card.
Correct. It doesn't matter.
No.
They will kick you off the ship, and
Possibly.
People have been banned from using that at the cruise line for the rest of their life because they ignored that.
No.
So don't be that person.
Memorize your cabin number. Know your stateroom numbers. You want to get your cabin quickly on boarding day. However, it's easy to forget your stateroom number with the rush and the excitement of your first day on the cruise. You'll also be asked by crew members what your cabin number is on embarkation day throughout the cruise. So memorizing it in advance will just make things much easier and more efficient for everybody on board. Ha!
Anywho, that's about the list. Of things that we've come across to make that embarkation day smoother.
Yes.
So now check out this video about the best time of year to go on a cruise and where to go during that time.
Yes.
Chloe
Chloe agrees.